Pantone has named its 2026 Color of the Year, Cloud Dancer. This is a soft, airy white designed to bring calm and clarity into our homes. But how do you use a blank canvas kind of color without it feeling boring? Decorator Kalen Mehlmen is here to show us how. Welcome.
Hi, good morning.
All right, first let's get to the color, because
Yep.
in your business, you understand that there are a lot of nuances to the color white.
Many nuances to the color of white. There are many shades of white. There are many ways to use white. There are lots of things about white that are surprising, actually.
Well, tell me about Cloud Dancer.
Well, so Pantone's kind of idea behind Cloud Dancer was giving us like a sense of clean, starting the new year off with clean, soft vibes, a clean palette, if you will, calming, quiet.
So how do you use this in home decor?
So for me as a designer, some designers were not very happy about it being white.
Controversial.
It was very controversial, and it was kind of like, that's so obvious. But I actually love the color white because I see that as a canvas by which that any one of us could do any color palettes or design aspects with it.
In your world, you're also seeing a new trend which incorporates Cloud Dancer, but it's known as what? Granny chic?
Well, they're calling it granny core.
Granny core.
There's also cottage core.
Yep.
But what we're seeing, as you can see here from what I've brought today, is just florals and shades of greens and blues and corals with, you know, a lot of design elements to it, like florals and patterns and things like that.
If it's truly granny core, you're gonna have to take one of these and fill it with hard candies.
For sure. Oh, my grandma always had hard candies.
Oh, you
Both
bust
of
out
them.
the Werthers.
Absolutely.
Or it's not granny core.
It was wonderful.
You're also doing, I think you're calling it pattern layering.
Yeah, so that's a big one too, is like how to take different kinds of patterns and layer them together to bring in those pops of color. So I have this to show you today.
I love this
So I thought
so
this was like a really nice illustration of how you can, in your home, bring in layers of patterns. So we have this darling gingham with colors of green and yellow, and then we have this floral that picks up those colors. And I think sometimes people get intimidated by layering patterns, but it's really easy to do if you take elements from those patterns and put them together.
I feel like this is a gift that you have. Like ever since I've known you, you'll take two things like this that shouldn't go together, and when you see them together, it's so visually satisfying.
It is visually satisfying, and I do love it. It's one of my favorite things to do. And there's lots of other ways you can do this I've brought in baskets and rugs, and you can see how I've layered in pillows down below with stripes and florals, and it's fun. And then you've also got, you know, you're seeing a resurgence of like organic. So I brought in these baskets that kind of show, you know, raffia, woven raffia and texture, things like that. And here,
this birdie, which also has like a touch of like a granny knickknack
totally
vibe.
Absolutely,
a little bit.
it does.
I want to say that your picks are extremely affordable because you're talking about home goods. You're talking about a world market.
Yes.
For example, look, I just happened to notice on the back of this vase looks luxe, but Jen, when you look at the price tag, you know, it's $14.99.
Absolutely. There are so many ways that you can go about adding new decor and design elements to your home without spending a fortune. Really, all of these were purchased very reasonably. So, and you know what we're seeing too now is like people going back to stenciling and hand painting and all the DIYs too. So I brought this today to kind of illustrate that.
We're actually going to be talking about that later in the show because there's a new trend. It's called an analog bag, and you just go to a friend's house with a bag, and it has board games and knitting.
See, it's really, we're seeing a resurgence of people just kind of wanting to do things at home and wanting to keep that, you know, bring in those old kind of fashion design elements.
Well, I think you are the most talented designer in the Valley. Maybe I'm biased, but if people want to get in touch with you, what's a good way to find you?
They can find me at my website, kalensplace.com. They can also find me on my Instagram feed, which is at Kalen's Place.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Cloud Dancer. Let it dance right into your home. It's not just white.
No.
It's fancy white.